books. These delightful little collections of paper that we carry around with us and now hold in our phones, hold the very secrets to manifesting the money that you want in your life. This episode is dedicated to 11 books that you can use to manifest money. Originally, I intended to create the 11 best books for manifesting money, but I soon realized that there are so many amazing books that it would be impossible to create a comprehensive list and rank them properly. My favorite genre of books is on manifesting money, on wealth creation, on prosperity consciousness, and there are so many amazing books, many that we've covered already on the podcast. But today I wanted to go over 11 books I guarantee you will help manifest money in your life. These 11 books have played a profound role in my prosperity journey and carry unique wisdom that you can utilize to create the life of your dreams. Imagine having access to the greatest minds in wealth creation throughout history, sitting down for a personal conversation with a self-made billionaire, receiving guidance from spiritual masters of abundance, or learning time-tested financial strategies from legendary investors. What would that kind of mentorship be worth? The truth is, you already have access to this wisdom through the power of books. Within these 11 transformative works lies the collected knowledge of hundreds of prosperity masters representing over a century of research experience and proven success. These aren't just books, they're keys that unlock the doors to abundance. Every wealthy person throughout history has left clues to their success. From ancient Babylon to modern Wall Street, from spiritual teachings to practical finance, these books capture the essential principles that create and sustain prosperity. They represent a complete blueprint for wealth creation, addressing every aspect of the prosperity journey, from practical mechanics of money management to the subtle energetics of abundance consciousness. What makes these particular books so powerful is their complementary nature. Each one illuminates a different facet of prosperity. Together, they create a complete system for manifesting abundance. While one author might reveal the psychological foundations of wealth, another provides the practical steps for implementation. Where one explores the spiritual principles of abundance, another shows how to apply these principles in today's financial markets. These books have already transformed millions of lives. Behind every success story is a library of wisdom that pointed the way. Warren Buffett credits his early reading of investment books for shaping his legendary career. Tony Robbins interviewed over 50 financial masters to create his prosperity blueprint. Napoleon Hill spent 25 years studying the world's most successful people to distill their secrets. Now it's your turn. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how these 11 masterworks can become your personal mentors on the path to prosperity. You'll learn why they were chosen, how they work together, and most importantly, how their wisdom can transform your financial reality. So I've tried to create a list of books. Some are obvious and some you might not have heard of, but these were really good when I read them and I wanted to share them with you. The first is Julie Murphy's Awaken Your Wealth. I'm excited to have Julie Murphy coming on the channel for an interview soon. Julie Murphy's transformative work, Awaken Your Wealth, Creating a Pact to Optimize Your Money and Your Life, is an amazing book that introduces us to the powerful pact framework, which weaves together financial planning and personal development in a way that truly transforms your relationship with money and wealth. Julie is a certified financial planner who wants to heal your emotions so you can prosper financially and in life. And you may have seen her YouTube channel, Emotions Behind Money. She's also made appearances on Lifetime TV and Oprah and Friends radio. At its heart, this book reveals how prosperity emerges when you align your financial decisions with your deeper life purpose. Murphy guides us through her innovative pact framework: purpose, awareness, choices, and trust, showing us how these four elements work together to create lasting financial transformation. The journey begins with purpose, where Murphy helps us understand that Meaningful wealth creation starts by connecting your money decisions to your life's missions. She shows us how this alignment creates a powerful foundation for all your financial choices. Through her guidance, we learn to see money not just as numbers in an account, but as a tool for expressing your highest values and aspirations. Moving into awareness, Murphy gently but firmly helps us confront our limiting money patterns. She illuminates how our past experiences shape our current financial reality, offering compassionate insights into transforming these patterns. This awareness becomes a catalyst for profound change in your money relationship. The choices component of Pact emphasizes the power of conscious decision-making in wealth creation. Murphy demonstrates how each financial choice we make either moves us toward or away from our prosperity goals. She shows us that true wealth emerges from a series of aligned, purposeful decisions made with clear awareness. Trust forms the final cornerstone of this framework, where Murphy guides us in building unwavering confidence in our financial journey. She shows us how trust in ourselves and our wealth-building process creates a stable foundation for long-term prosperity. What makes this book particularly valuable in its practical application is that she's not just presenting theories, she provides a comprehensive framework for creating your personalized wealth plan. Through carefully crafted exercises, she helps readers develop deep financial self-awareness that I found unique compared to the other books that I discuss in this episode. The 10th book is The Energy of Money by Maria Nemeth. In The Energy of Money, published in 1997, Maria Nemeth offers a revolutionary perspective on wealth by exploring the spiritual and energetic dimensions of our relationship with money. This groundbreaking work invites you to see money not just as currency, but as a form of energy that flows through every aspect of your life. Nemeth is a clinical psychologist and nationally recognized seminar leader, the founder of You and Money, a personal and professional developmental seminar that shows people how to shift their relationship with money from scarcity to abundance. In this book, Nemeth introduces us to a profound understanding of money as pure energy, showing us how this energy operates according to the same universal principles that govern all other forms of energy in our lives. She reveals that when we begin to work with money as energy, we can transform our entire relationship with wealth and abundance. This changed the way I view money. Personal integrity emerges as a cornerstone of her approach to wealth creation. She demonstrates how our level of integrity, the alignment between our words, actions, and values, directly influences our ability to work effectively with money energy. Through her guidance, we learn that maintaining impeccable integrity becomes a powerful catalyst for financial abundance. The book emphasizes the critical role of clear intentions in managing money energy. Nemeth shows us that when our intentions are clouded or conflicted, our money energy becomes similarly muddled. She teaches us how to clarify our intentions, creating a direct and powerful channel for money energy to flow in our lives. One of the most valuable aspects of Nemeth's work is her practical approach to overcoming financial anxiety. She helps you understand that anxiety about money often stems from your misunderstanding of its energetic nature. And by learning to work with money as energy, you can release the fear and tension that often surrounds your financial decisions. The transformative power of this book lies in its practical applications. Nemeth provides deep, experiential exercises designed to clear long-standing money blocks that may have been hindering your financial flow. These exercises aren't merely intellectual. They work at an energetic level to shift your relationship with money at its core. And throughout the book, Nemeth offers sophisticated techniques for maintaining financial clarity. She shows us how to stay clear-headed and focused when making money decisions, even in challenging circumstances. And these techniques help you maintain a consistent connection with money energy, allowing it to flow more freely in your life. What makes the energy of money particularly powerful is its integration of spiritual principles with practical money management. She bridges the gap between metaphysical understanding and everyday financial decisions, showing you how to bring spiritual awareness into your relationship with money while keeping your feet firmly planted in practical reality. The book teaches that transformative financial mastery comes not from external techniques alone, but from your ability to work consciously with money energy. Through this understanding, you will learn to create a healthier, more balanced relationship with money that supports both your material needs and your spiritual growth. As I worked with the principles in the energy of money, I discovered that my relationship with money can become a powerful tool for personal transformation. And she shows us that by healing our relationship with money energy, we can create not just greater financial abundance, but a more fulfilled and purposeful life. You Are a Badass at Making Money. Master the Mindset of Wealth by Sincero. Sincero is a world-renowned author, success coach, and motivational speaker who's written some amazing books, this being my favorite because it had a profound effect on me. It taught me some important lessons. What I love about this book is her signature blend of humor, straight talk, and deep insight. She has a unique writing style that makes it fun to read, and she tackles the often uncomfortable subject of money with a frankness that makes financial transformation feel not just possible, but inevitable. This isn't your grandmother's money management book. She dives straight into the heart of what truly holds most people back from financial success: money shame. She brilliantly unpacks how our cultural conditioning around money creates layers of embarrassment and unworthiness that silently sabotages our earning potential. Through personal stories and real-world examples, she shows us how to recognize and release these hidden barriers to wealth. At the core of Sincero's message is a powerful truth about self-worth. She illuminates the direct connection between how we value ourselves and our ability to create wealth. Rather than just telling us to believe in ourselves, she guides you through the actual process of rebuilding your financial self-image from the ground up. Her approach helps you understand that making money isn't just about skills or strategy, it's about seeing yourself as worthy of the wealth you desire. What set this apart is her emphasis on decisive action. She challenges the reader to move beyond endless planning and preparation into what she calls the land of actually doing stuff. Through compelling examples and sometimes uncomfortably honest insights, she shows how procrastination and perfectionism masquerade as preparation, keeping us stuck in financial mediocrity. The true genius of her approach lies in her techniques for maintaining motivation. She understands that the initial inspiration is easy. It's staying committed to your financial goals when things get tough that really matters. And she provides practical tools for pushing through resistance and keeping your momentum even when your initial excitement wanes. Throughout the book, she guides readers through exercises designed to uncover and challenge limiting beliefs about money. These aren't just theoretical exercises, they're practical tools for identifying specific thought patterns and behaviors that have been keeping us financially stuck. And her approach helped me to see that money blocks are not permanent barriers, but are outdated stories that we can choose to rewrite. One of the most valuable aspects of her guidance on not taking inspired action. She differentiates between forced, fearful action and the kind of inspired movement that creates real results. Through her methods, you can learn to recognize and act on authentic financial opportunities while avoiding the trap of busy work that doesn't lead to real wealth. Her strategies for maintaining momentum are particularly powerful because they address both the practical and emotional aspects of wealth creation. She understands that sustainable financial success requires more than just a good plan. It needs consistent energy and commitment. Her approach helps the reader develop the emotional resilience and practical habits needed for long-term financial success. What makes this truly transformative is its ability to make wealth creation feel accessible and fun to everyone. She strips away the mystique and complexity that often surrounds financial success, replacing it with clear, actionable steps that anyone can take. And her approach acknowledges that while the path to wealth isn't always easy, it's absolutely achievable for anyone willing to do the inner and outer work required. Some of the important ways that she discusses to shift your perspective and change your life is staying obsessed with your why, making fear your friend, not your foe, respecting your inner intelligence, seeking out and finding what it is that you're looking for and seeing through new eyes. By the end, you'll have a completely new relationship with money and your ability to create it, and she will empower you to move beyond your financial comfort zone into the realm of genuine prosperity while maintaining your authenticity and sense of humor. 8. The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. In 1926, George Clason crafted a masterpiece of financial wisdom that continues to resonate nearly a century later. The Richest Man in Babylon weaves timeless financial principles through engaging parables set in the wealthiest city of the ancient world. Through the story of Arkad, the titular richest man in Babylon, we learn how true wealth grows from understanding simple yet profound principles. Imagine walking through the bustling streets of ancient Babylon as Arkad shares his wisdom with eager students, each parable revealing eternal truths about money and prosperity. The genius of Clason's approach lies in its simplicity. Through the tale of Bansir, a chariot builder who, despite his skills, remains poor, we discover that it's not what we earn, but what we keep that builds wealth. As Bansir learns from his childhood friend Arkad, the path to prosperity begins with paying yourself first, saving a portion of all you earn before spending a single copper coin. In the story of the money-lender's son, we witness the power of compound interest unfold. Like a flourishing date palm that grows from a tiny seed, wealth multiplies through patient investment and the miracle of compound returns. Clason shows us through these ancient tales that money has the power to work for us, breeding more of itself when wisely planted. Through the merchant Dabasir's journey from slavery to freedom, we learn profound lessons about debt elimination. His story teaches us that just as heavy burden can be lifted one stone at a time, even the largest debt can be conquered through consistent, disciplined action. The ancient principles of budgeting and systematic debt reduction remain as effective today as they were in Babylon's glory. Perhaps most powerful is the tale of the goddess of good luck, revealing that opportunity favors those who prepare themselves through knowledge and wise action. We learn that wealth isn't merely about chance, but about making ourselves ready to grasp opportunity when it appears. As the characters discover, good fortune comes not to those who simply wish for it, but to those who prepare themselves through learning and disciplined action. I have recorded a reading of this chapter. I haven't decided whether to release it or not. The clay tablets of Babylon tell us about creating streams of passive income shown through stories of merchants who learned to make their gold work for them. These ancient traders discovered the principles of multiple income streams, teaching us that true wealth comes not just from our own labor, but from putting our money to work through wise investments. What makes this book extraordinary is how it presents complex financial concepts through the simple, memorable stories. Each character's journey illuminates practical principles we can apply today. When we see how the merchants of ancient Babylon built their fortunes through patient application of fundamental principles, we understand that the basics of wealth building haven't changed across millennia. Clason reminds us through these parables that wealth is not a matter of luck or birth, but of understanding and applying unchanging principles, just as the walls of Babylon stood for centuries because they were built on solid foundations. Lasting wealth comes from building on the bedrock of sound financial principles. The richest man in Babylon still speaks to us today, teaching us that true wealth comes not from complex schemes, but from patiently applying simple, timeless wisdom. Seven. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by Harv Eker. In 2005, Harv Eker revolutionized our understanding of wealth creation with Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. This remarkable work reveals the hidden architecture of financial success by exploring something most of us never consider: our money blueprint. Imagine your mind as a vast computer system programmed since childhood with specific beliefs about money. Eker shows us that this programming, which he calls our financial blueprint, determines our relationship with wealth more powerfully than any strategy or technique. Through his own journey from broke to millionaire, Eker discovered that wealthy people operate on a completely different mental software than those who struggle financially. This was a game changer for me. Think about how a thermostat controls room temperature. Eker explains that we each have a financial thermostat preset to a specific level of wealth. No matter what financial strategies we learn, until we adjust this internal thermostat, we'll always return to our preset level. This insight explains why lottery winners often lose everything and why self-made millionaires can rebuild their wealth even after setbacks. What makes Eker's approach unique is his deep understanding of wealth files, the mental programs that shape our financial reality. He shows us how these files get installed through our early experiences with money, our financial beliefs, and our cultural conditioning. More importantly, he reveals how we consciously reprogram these files to support rather than sabotage our financial success. The power of this book lies in its perfect balance between inner and outer work. While many authors focus solely on mindset or only on strategies, Eker understands that true wealth requires both. He teaches us that positive thinking alone won't make us rich, but neither will action without the right mental foundation. It's the combination of aligned thinking and strategic action that creates lasting wealth. Through Eker's guidance, we learn to recognize the subtle ways our current money blueprint manifests in our daily lives. Do we unconsciously spend money as soon as we get it? Do we feel guilty about charging what we're worth? These patterns aren't random, they're direct expressions of our internal programming about money. Perhaps most revolutionary is Eker's approach to developing wealthy habits. He shows us that wealthy people don't just think differently, they act differently in specific observable ways, from how they manage their time to how they talk about money. These habits create a foundation for sustainable wealth. By adopting these habits consciously, you can begin to rewire your financial blueprint from the outside in. The real magic happens when Eker guides you through practical exercises for reprogramming your money beliefs. These aren't just theoretical concepts, they're hands-on techniques for recognizing and replacing limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Through declarations, visualizations, and specific actions, you learn to literally rewire your brain's approach to money. Eker's wealth-building strategies stand out because they emerge naturally from this mental foundation. Once we've adjusted our money blueprint, practices like saving, investing, and creating multiple income streams become natural expressions for new programming rather than difficult disciplines you have to force yourself to follow. The lasting gift of this book is its method for maintaining wealth consciousness. Eker teaches you that wealth is not a destination but a way of being. Through daily practice and awareness exercises, you learn to maintain your new financial blueprint, even in the face of challenges or setbacks. 6. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. Morgan Housel's Psychology of Money, published in 2020, peels back the layers of our complex relationship with money to reveal a profound truth. Doing well with money isn't about what you know, it's about how you behave. Through compelling stories and clear insights, Housel shows us that financial success isn't about math. It's about understanding the quirks of human psychology. Think about how differently each of us views money. Housel reveals that our financial decisions are shaped not by spreadsheets and calculators, but by our personal history, our unique experiences, and the era we grew up in. Someone who lived through the Great Depression sees money differently than someone who came of age during the boom years of the 1990s. What makes this book revolutionary is its focus on reasonable rather than rational decisions. Housel shows us that while mathematically optimal financial choice might look good on paper, the best financial decision is often the one we can actually stick with through thick and thin. This insight transforms how we think about investing, saving, and financial planning. Through vivid storytelling, Housel explains why long-term thinking is so powerful, yet so rare. He reveals how the most impressive financial gains come not from complex strategies, but from simple decisions maintained over long periods. It's not about finding the perfect investment, it's about being able to stick with your strategy through market ups and downs. The book's exploration of risk is particularly enlightening. I loved how he helps us understand that risk isn't just about numbers and probabilities. It's about our personal comfort level and the ability to sleep at night. He shows us that the biggest financial danger isn't making the wrong choice, but making choices we can't live with when times get tough. What sets Housel's approach apart is his understanding of how emotions drive financial decisions. He doesn't try to remove emotions from the equation. Instead, he shows us how to work with our emotional nature to make better choices. Through real-world examples, we learn how to harness our feelings rather than fight them. The practical frameworks Housel provides for decision-making are invaluable. Rather than rigid rules, he offers flexible guidelines that help us navigate financial choices while accounting for our individual circumstances and psychological makeup. These frameworks acknowledge that while works for one person might be disastrous for another, perhaps most valuable is his guidance on developing healthy money habits. He shows us that sustainable financial success comes not from dramatic actions, but from consistent, reasonable behaviors maintained over time. These habits aren't about perfection. They're about finding approaches we can maintain through life's inevitable ups and downs. His strategies for maintaining emotional control during investing are particularly powerful because they acknowledge our human nature. Instead of asking us to become emotionless robots, he shows us how to build financial systems that work with our emotions rather than against them. This might mean keeping a cash buffer that's technically inefficient but helps us sleep at night, or choosing investment strategies based on our personal tolerance for uncertainty rather than maximum theoretical returns. 5. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. In 1937, after 25 years of studying the world's most successful people, Napoleon Hill published what would become the cornerstone of all modern success literature, Think and Grow Rich. This masterwork emerged from Hill's close association with Andrew Carnegie, who challenged him to interview over 500 successful individuals to discover the common principles behind their achievements. I have discussed my own relationship to this amazing work, and I've also read the entire book on the channel. You can find it with both music and without music. This fundamentally changed my relationship with money and really showed me how to utilize the mind to create prosperity. Everybody should read this book. Bob Proctor carried it around with him and read it constantly like it was the Bible. The heart of Hill's discovery is both simple and profound. Success begins with a burning desire, transformed into reality through unwavering faith and persistent action. Through his research, Hill discovered that every great achievement, every fortune created, started with what he calls a definite purpose, a clearly defined goal pursued with single-minded determination. Hill reveals the extraordinary power of autosuggestion, showing how our thoughts literally shape our reality. Through his work with countless successful individuals, he discovered that the subconscious mind acts as a bridge between our desires and their physical realization. When we feed our subconscious mind with clear, positive thoughts and burning desire, it begins to create pathways toward our goals. What sets Hill's work apart is his emphasis on specialized knowledge. He shows us that success isn't about knowing everything. It's about knowing the specific information needed to achieve our particular goals, then surrounding ourselves with people who possess complementary knowledge. This insight leads to one of his most powerful concepts, the mastermind principle, something that has changed my life as well. The mastermind principle reveals that no one achieves great success alone. Hill observed how the most successful people created informal alliances with others, forming powerful networks of shared knowledge and mutual support. Through these mastermind groups, individuals could accomplish far more than they ever could alone, leveraging their collective wisdom and resources of the group. Hill's approach to goal setting transcends simple planning. He teaches us to engage all our senses in the pursuit of our goals, to see them, feel them, and believe in them with such intensity that their achievement becomes inevitable. This isn't mere positive thinking, it's a systematic method for programming your subconscious mind for success. Throughout the book, Hill shows us how to harness the incredible power of your subconscious mind, and he reveals that your subconscious works tirelessly on our behalf, but it responds to the quality of thoughts we feed it. Through specific techniques like written goals, daily affirmations, and visualization, we learn to engage our subconscious mind as an ally in achieving our goals. Perhaps most revolutionary is Hill's understanding of persistence. He shows us that temporary defeat is not permanent failure. Through countless examples, he demonstrates how the most successful people often face their greatest setbacks just before their breakthrough moments. This insight teaches us to see obstacles not as barriers, but as necessary steps on the path to success. The practical value of Hill's work lies in its actionable nature. He doesn't just tell us what successful people do. He shows us exactly how to implement these principles in our own lives, from specific morning routines to detailed goal-setting exercises. Hill provides a complete blueprint for achievement. As we study Hill's principles, we understand why Think and Grow Rich has remained relevant for nearly a century. These aren't just techniques for making money, they're universal principles for achieving any worthwhile goal. Hill's work continues to influence millions because it addresses the fundamental patterns of success that transcend time and circumstance. 4. Prosperity Consciousness by Frederick Dodson. Frederick Dodson takes us on a profound journey into the energetic nature of prosperity, revealing that abundance operates on frequencies we can consciously tune into and amplify. Through prosperity consciousness, he shows us that wealth creation begins not in the material world, but in the subtle realms of energy and consciousness. Frederick Dodson is one of my favorite authors. He covers every possible topic that you can imagine, particularly the idea of shifting into parallel realities, but this may be his best book. Imagine prosperity as a radio frequency constantly broadcasting in the universe. Dodson reveals that just as a radio must be tuned to the right frequency to receive a clear signal, we must align our consciousness with the frequency of abundance to manifest it in our lives. This isn't mystical thinking, it's working with the fundamental energetic nature of reality. What this book taught me was to be very realistic about what I owed, how I was spending my money. Oftentimes in the process of our daily bills, we are not very honest about how we're spending our money and what we actually owe. Through deep exploration of universal laws, Dodson shows us that abundance isn't random but follows specific principles. Like gravity, these laws operate whether we understand them or not. However, when we consciously work with them, we can create prosperity with greater ease and consistency. In one chapter, Dodson explains that love creates prosperity, focusing on teachings from Charles Fillmore. In another chapter, he gives examples of how specific cultures can create prosperity consciousness by the way that they live, particularly giving examples of Judaism attaining the most wealth. In another, he talks about energy fields and the way that that relates to prosperity. There's so many little bits and nuggets in here, particularly examples from his own life, that I found it very compelling. 3. Prosperity Consciousness by Frederick Lehrman. This particular book cannot actually be found as a physical book. It's only an audiobook that you can find on Audible, but it's one of my favorite. It has so many amazing teachings in it. I can't recommend it enough. It has helped me to change the way I look at money, particularly emotionally. As Lehrman so beautifully puts it, prosperity consciousness is about functioning effortlessly and conveniently in the physical universe, whether you have money or not. This is a foundational point to all abundance teachings. Abundance is not about how much we have in our bank accounts. It's about how we feel about ourselves and our lives no matter what, with the understanding that, as Lehrman says, virtually all of our thoughts and memories create our physical reality until we change them. The key point is our mindset, emotions, and subconscious and desires all work together. Our emotional intelligence is a key part in our ability to make effective financial decisions and manage money wisely. So the foundational work of building a prosperity consciousness, according to Lehrman, is to develop an honest emotional awareness of and understanding of our relationship with money. This isn't something you can do by reading a chapter in a book. This is a process that requires some time, embodiment practice, stillness, and contemplation, and that may need to be revisited over days and weeks. The key point is that we all have stories, expectations, and habits around money, spending, and what we feel we actually deserve, and we got to do our shadow work here. In his audiobook, Lehrman shares many stories on this one, in particular about a man who had inherited $2 million and went about doing all the right things to properly invest it. First was one of the top firms in New York City, and second in real estate. However, while everyone else's investments were thriving, doing virtually the same things, his tanked. He lost almost all of his money. As the story goes, Lehrman helped him to uncover the fact that he had been carrying immense guilt from having inherited the money via the death of his parents. By working through his intense emotions and then going back to investing the remaining money, he was able to eventually regain, even regrow the initial amount to a much higher amount. According to Lehrman and many other abundance teachers, money is simply a form of energy, and it goes to where it can flow the most freely. So emotions like guilt, shame, and low self-worth energetically repel money away, while emotions like gratitude, appreciation, and celebration of money attract the energy of even more money. With this understanding of our emotional beliefs and expectations around money work energetically, it makes sense that affirmations can be powerful tools for attraction and for helping us uncover any core beliefs that may be blocking the flow of money into our lives. What we focus on expands. What we expect becomes our reality. And our lives really are a reflection of how we feel about ourselves, which is why I loved the mantra Lehrman shares at the very start of his book. I am pleasing to myself in the presence of others. Lehrman was told that if he wrote this down 20 times a day for a month, it would double his income. While I haven't tested this out, I do acknowledge that by embodying this mantra, you are embodying self-love, self-respect, self-appreciation, which ultimately is the quality that magnetizes people, opportunities, and wealth. So I highly recommend it. Perhaps I'm going to try it myself. In his book, one of the mantras Lehrman prescribes is, I deserve to be wealthy. He instructs his listeners to write this down and watch what your mind says. Does your mind say, yes, that's true, or no, that's not true? Write down what comes up. If yes, that's true, amazing. But if no, write down why your mind doesn't accept what you deserve to be wealthy. This is a very informative starting point to help shift any beliefs you have about not feeling worthy of wealth. This really is one of the best spiritual alignment practices. I did this exercise, and the thing that came up was that I don't actually like the idea of valuing wealth as a top priority. I just don't like how this statement sounds. It sort of sounds cheesy and cliche. So I worked through this. And as I did, I felt I deserved to feel wealthy, to be wealthy. And it transformed an inner part that was blocking me. Lehrman says, before you dive into a new business or venture, consult your subconscious mind in a way that uncovers any subconscious blocks and ask your subconscious for permission to set up for success. He shares that he does this all the time, and doing so brings the connections and opportunities in a way that reaches the subconscious of those he's doing business with. The real question that Lehrman is asking is, are you willing to be wealthy? And to your conscious mind, that may sound like a strange question, but deeply ingrained subconscious beliefs may be holding you back from what you consciously desire when your thoughts are in conflict. Your results will be inconsistent at best, and failure will tend to win out over success. Lehrman wants you to know that you can resolve the discrepancies between these levels of thought so that your subconscious mind will stop resisting and beginning cooperation with your conscious intentions, allowing you to receive what you work to achieve. Filled with practical methods to retrain your mind, this course shows you how to organize your money before you spend it, establishing habits that will free up your time and creativity. Perhaps one of the most amazing suggestions is that you open up 5 accounts. And I'm telling you, this works. You open up one account that's an income account, a second is large purchases, the third is annual income, a fourth is for investments, and the fifth is for financial independence. He stresses that it's really not difficult logistically. It's going to be a way of doing things. So the account for the income is set up to track how much money you are earning. Whenever you earn money, or receive money, you deposit it into this account first. This will keep a concise income record and be the source of your living expenses: rent, food, gas, etc. Here's another part of that whole creating wealth bit. You must take a minimum of 10% of that deposit and distribute it into the remaining 4 accounts. Of these 4 accounts, you decide what portion of the 10% that you will distribute. You put all the money in here first, immediately transfer a minimum of 10% to other accounts, live off the rest. It's that simple. So the financial independence account, any money deposited in here is to never be taken out ever. So my personal take on this is to use this account to fill your IRA and other tax-deferred investment vehicles. The second is large purchases. The polar opposite of financial independence. This teaches you how to spend money freely without guilt or anxiety. You can either spend the balance of the account on a said time period, like monthly, or you can spend it when you reach a certain amount. Then when you have a hurdle that has been cleared, you simply go out and spend the money. He does elaborate on this point a ton with very insightful suggestions. Then there is the annual income account. This is your favorite account, designed to give you time and confidence needed to embark on your entrepreneurial endeavors. You first select a figure which will be sufficient for you to live on for a year. For example, $36,500. And then you try to put enough in that account so you have enough to live for a year. And the fourth is investment account. This is your capital. This is the portion of your income which you dedicate to creating more money. This money cannot be withdrawn unless it has an opportunity for a higher percentage yield. It's that simple. It's pretty powerful. This is a lesson in both patience and discipline, and when applied, is very effective. And it's utilizing the way your mind spends money and the way it distributes money in your accounts. Lehrman is providing precise methods for identifying and clearing money blocks. He helps us uncover layers of limiting beliefs about prosperity. And then through these clearing techniques, we learn to release these obstacles to abundance. The lasting impact of this work comes from its integration of psychological insight with spiritual wisdom. Lehrman shows us that true prosperity emerges when we align our psychological understanding with universal principles of abundance. And this approach creates a sustainable change at the deepest levels of your being. Two, The Science of Getting Rich. Wallace D. Wattles. This is another book that I've read for the channel, and it absolutely transformed my life when I read it. It was important to me because it taught me why it is essential for me spiritually to get rich. In 1910, Wallace D. Wattles published a remarkable work that would influence generations of prosperity teachers. The Science of Getting Rich, which presents wealth creation not as a matter of luck or chance, but as a precise science following specific laws. At the heart of Wattles' teaching is the revolutionary concept of thinking in a certain way. He reveals that wealth creation begins with a specific mode of thought characterized by unwavering faith and clear purpose. This isn't mere positive thinking, it's a disciplined practice of holding steady to the vision of what you wish to create regardless of appearances. Wattles introduces us to the transformative power of gratitude in the manifestation process. He explains that gratitude connects us with the source of all abundance and keeps our mind focused on prosperity rather than lack. And through this, we maintain the mental frequency necessary for wealth attraction. The book establishes a clear relationship between thought and material reality. Wattles demonstrates that our thoughts shape our circumstances through what he calls formless substance, the intelligent, responsive medium from which all things are created. When we think in harmony with this substance, it begins to move toward the manifestation of our desires. What sets Wattles' approach apart is his emphasis on efficient action. He teaches that wealth requires more than just right thinking. It demands what he calls acting in a certain way. Every action must be carried out efficiently with the full expectation of success. This combination of aligned thought and efficient action creates an unstoppable force for wealth creation. Wattles provides specific daily practices for maintaining prosperity consciousness. He instructs us to spend time each day in quiet contemplation of our vision, holding it with absolute faith in its realization. This is not daydreaming, it's a scientific method for impressing our desires upon the formless substance. The The practical value of this work lies in its method for aligning actions with prosperity goals. Wattles teaches us to perform every action, no matter how small, in what he calls an efficient manner. Each task is done with full attention and knowledge that it contributes to our larger vision of wealth. Central to this teaching is his technique for overcoming the scarcity mindset. He shows us that abundance is the natural state of the universe and scarcity exists only in our thoughts. Wattles emphasizes that it is our duty to become rich. If we want to find ourselves on a spiritual journey and to become spiritual, we need to have the resources to do that. We need to be able to travel. We need to be able to purchase things, and we are not able to completely traverse the spiritual journey that we're on without resources in order to do it. This taught me that it was a necessity for me to become rich in order for me to find spiritual enlightenment, which is an important thing to learn when we are taught often that spirituality and money do not align. The enduring power of the science of getting rich lies in its precise, systematic approach to wealth creation. This isn't about tips or strategies. It's a complete science of prosperity that, when followed exactly, produces predictable results. And through Wattles' guidance, you will learn to work in harmony with universal laws to create lasting wealth. One, Money Master the Game by Tony Robbins. The main reason that I am listing this book first, and remember, this is not a ranking. There's no way for me to rank these books. But the reason I'm putting this last is not necessarily the content of this book, but just the reading of this book places you in a state of consciousness of extreme wealth. It allows you to think about investing money as if you're a wealthy person. When I come away from reading this book, which I've now listened to and read several times, I come away fully identified and feeling as if I am very rich and I need to spend my money properly and invest it in the right way. That is the ultimate power of this book. Tony Robbins undertook this ambitious project, interviewing over 50 of the world's greatest financial minds to decode the strategies that create lasting wealth. And the result was Money the Master of the Game, a transformative work that brings Wall Street wisdom to Main Street investors. I really have no interest in your comments that you're planning on putting on how terrible Tony Robbins is as a person. I have found a lot of those to be inconsistent, and having studied Tony Robbins' teachings for a very long time, I still believe he is a good person and an amazing teacher, and his seminars and workshops are absolutely transformative. But this particular book is not just another financial book. It's a blueprint for financial freedom based on actual strategies used by the world's most successful investors. This is the modern day Think and Grow Rich. He's doing the same thing that Napoleon Hill did, but with modern investors. And it also has some investment expertise that's written into this. Through interviews with legends like Ray Dalio, Carl Icahn, and Warren Buffett, Robbins uncovers the fundamental principles that drive wealth creation. At the heart of Robbins' findings is the critical importance of asset allocation. It reveals how the world's top investors protect and grow their wealth by strategically diversifying their investments through what he calls the all-weather portfolio inspired by Ray Dalio's strategies. Robbins shows how to create financial foundation that can withstand any economic storm. He makes the argument there's always going to be an economic downturn at some point, and if you are investing properly, you'll always be able to move past it. And this book demystified the power of compound interest for me, what Einstein called the eighth wonder of the world. Robinson demonstrates how small, consistent investments can grow into substantial wealth over time through the miracle of compounding. And he provides clear examples showing how even modest savings can generate remarkable returns when given enough time and the right strategy. What sets this apart is its practical approach to risk management. Robbins reveals that successful investors don't just focus on returns, they're obsessed with not losing money. He introduces specific strategies for protecting wealth and a way of thinking that comes from somebody that is not just rich, but extremely rich. And he introduces specific strategies for protecting wealth, including asymmetric risk-reward investing, where you can be wrong more often than right and still make money. Robbins breaks down complex financial concepts into actionable steps through his 7 simple steps to financial freedom. This is not theoretical advice, it's a detailed roadmap anyone can follow, regardless of their starting point. It gives you hope. The steps progress from setting financial goals to implementing sophisticated investment strategies used by the world's most successful investors. The psychological dimension of wealth creation receives special attention. Robbins shows that managing our mental and emotional state is just as important as managing our money, and he provides specific techniques for maintaining confidence and clarity during market volatility, helping readers avoid the emotional decisions that often destroy wealth. One of the book's most valuable contributions is its detailed investment strategies for different risk tolerance and life stages. Whether you're just starting out or preparing for retirement, Robbins provides specific portfolio allocations and investment approaches tailored to your situation. And while my focus on this channel is really about the prosperity consciousness that you need to manifest money, I'm saying simply by reading this book, you'll start manifesting money, even if you don't follow these investment techniques. That's what I found so amazing. It's like a magical book that puts you into the state of somebody with a lot of wealth. The lasting impact comes from the comprehensive approach to financial freedom. This really got me to start thinking about financial freedom in the appropriate way, and it combines the wisdom of the world's top financial minds with actionable strategies, and at the very end, it goes beyond that to the heart of investing, the power of giving, and so much more. So I recommend all of these books. There's so much that you can get out of all of them, and I would love to talk about more. And I guarantee there's many more books that I didn't cover. This is not a ranking, and this is not the best books. This is 11 books I came up with right now for this episode, and I've already remembered several more. There's literally hundreds of amazing books that you can read. For instance, another that I love so much is How to Attract Money by Joseph Murphy, and we can get into that at another time. But these 11 masterworks form a complete roadmap for financial transformation. Each book builds upon the others, creating a comprehensive understanding of both the inner and outer dimensions of wealth creation. Together, these works reveal that true prosperity emerges from the alignment of practical financial knowledge and strategies, understanding of universal laws and principles, psychological readiness and emotional intelligence, energetic alignment and elevated consciousness, consistent inspired action, and personal growth and development. The key to lasting prosperity lies not in applying any one of these books in isolation, but in integrating their wisdom into a complete approach to wealth creation. When we combine sound financial strategies with elevated consciousness, when we align our inner state with our outer actions, we create an unstoppable force for prosperity. Remember, these authors and their works represent a lineage of prosperity teaching that spans over a century. Each has contributed unique insights while building upon eternal principles. Their collective wisdom shows us that prosperity is not just about accumulating money, it's about becoming the kind of person who naturally attracts and sustains abundance in all its forms. And as you move forward on your prosperity journey, let these words be your guides. Study them, apply their principles, and most importantly, allow their wisdom to transform not just your finances, but your entire relationship with abundance. The path to prosperity lies before you, illuminated by these beacons of wisdom. The rest is up to you. So do me a favor, because I love these kind of books. Please put your favorite prosperity books in the comments, and I'll build an additional list, and I can return to this and create an additional list. And eventually at some point, maybe I'll create my top 100 prosperity books list. But I am positive there are some books I don't know about that you have read, because there are so many amazing books. So please share them in the comments. Do me a favor, put a like on this video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so you receive a notification about every episode. We will have many more episodes on manifesting money, manifesting abundance, and creating the reality that you desire. And it is my great pleasure to do this for you, and I have a vision that all of us become truly prosperous. And it starts today, in this moment, in choosing to be prosperous now. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution.